Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 24 hours. Massive changes across the Ukrainian front lines and honestly, uh, the pro-Ukrainian guys don't watch. No, this is going to be saturated with emotional damage because all the frontline changes, and I'm talking about a lot of frontline changes, and they are all red. They are all Russian captured, and this also constitute to a few captures of settlements by the Russian forces. So yeah, please refrain from getting the PTSD. So anyway, we're gonna get I'm gonna go through the whole list. We have frontline changes over at the south of Pischane. We have frontline changes at Makiivka, Nevske, Torex over in the New York front, and then Lisivka over the Pokrov front, Selidove, Sukarine, Katerinivka, and Vodiane. Vuhledar, there is a lot at Vuhledar as well as Preciosivka. So we will leave the best in the last. We're going to start from Pischane front. So the Russian forces has expanded control south of Pischane with the expansion of the tree line south of Pischane. This is Pischane, and this is Krylyakivka. The main objective is this crossing over here, and the Russian forces have expanded control down this tree line. So it doesn't look like much, no, but someone died there. So don't celebrate too much. It's around 750 meters. It is pretty long, If you are under fire, this is actually quite a number of this, a big amount of distance to cross. So that's all for this area. South of this area at Makiivka, according to the geolocation of Russian forces in the south of Makiivka, this confirmed Russians have captured the entire southern part of Makiivka. And this is now means that the Russian forces have fully captured Makiivka. Or Makiivka. So this capture is now reflected because of this update, and this corroborates the Russian Defense Ministry's claim that Makiivka is now under Russian control. So, and on just south of this position, the neighboring town at Nevske, similar situations have happened. According to the Ukrainian mapping, Deep State UA has confirmed that Russian forces have captured Nevske. So this comes after the Russian forces have fully captured the entire northern part and the entire southern part of Nevske, including all the grounds north of this Gali region, the Zuravka Gali. So Russian forces taken all the positions in this northern part, and they expanded south from this salient that the Russians have taken, and moved all the way to the Gali region, fully capturing the entire settlement of Nevske. And the entire region east of this captured region is gray zone according to the Ukrainian mapping, but my gut feeling is that this is no longer under Ukrainian control. So anyway, this is a full capture of Nevske. So 2 settlements captured already, and we are merely 3 minutes into this report. So very depressing time for the Ukrainians. So, and more updates. So we jump all the way to the New York front. Over at Torex, so this is Konstantinivka, the big Konstantinivka, and then this is the New York front. At Torex, the Russian forces expanded control around in the center of Torex. 2 geolocations, one is showed by the Ukrainians, this is by Crimea Caprice, which is a neutral pro-Russian source. So Russian forces have expanded control in this area. However, this geolocation comes with a Ukrainian infantry fighting vehicle attack. So this is actually a geolocation of the front line. So this is just a Russian presence. This is not a capture. So we will just put this as an overlapping mapping. And over in the south of this position, the Russian forces are geolocated to have expanded down the Zverzinsky Street. So this means that the Russians have continued their actions in this area here, continuing to expand their control, moving towards this industrial zone. Which I don't think I've marked what name is this. I'll check it out someday. I'm free. I'm going to put it on. So anyway, the Russians continue to make advances within Torex. So this is a important thing to note, because we want to know that the Battle of Torex is ongoing and there's some progress. So these are all good information. So after Torex, we have frontline changes over in the Pokrov front at Lisivka. So over in the west of Novohorodivka. So the Russian forces have expanded control west of Novohorodivka. I draw this mapping first. I'll show you the front line change, and there's a geolocation of Russian forces at this petrol station, because they want to steal Ukrainian oil. So no, that's the whole purpose of the Ukraine war, right? They want to enter and take Ukrainian oil from the petrol station. So refilling their tanks around here, and this is the capture. But there is, of course, wider implication in this area here, because you can't see this. If I zoom out a little bit, you probably see it now. So Ukrainian forces have control of Lysivka. The Russian forces expanding control in the south, in the west of Novohorodivka. So this is a continuation of the southern flanking movement south of Lysivka. And this is Selidove, and the Russian forces is now advancing towards Selidove from the direction of Novohorodivka. So this is a continuation of what I've already mentioned before, where the Russians are going to attack from the north, coming from Novohorodivka with this massive strengthening of the front line. So this is the update from this Novohorodivka region in the Pokrov front. Very, very significant frontline change as well, as this is a progression of the tactical changes in this area here. So after this, after Selidove, the next frontline change is south of Selidove at Sukharine. So over at Sukharine, the Russian forces has been geolocated to have entered Sukharine from the southeast. And this means that the Russian forces, let me move this map a bit, have now start the Battle of Sukharine. So this is a important move, important change, because the battle have started. If certain mappings may draw it differently, but for me, this is how I will draw it. This is the most conservative perspective, because the chances of Ukrainian forces have any positions east of Sukharine, this area here, is unlikely to be true. Most likely this is not the case. So the Russian forces are attacking in this area, and we already know that the Russians are pushing south from the north. And so this area, I don't think there's Ukrainian forces. Most likely they are redrawn from this area here already. So anyway, this is the front line change over at Sukharine. And 7 minutes in, I'm only halfway. So imagine the number of frontline change. Everything is red. So we move into Katerinivka. So now we jump into the Donetsk front. Just now we were over here, this Sukharine. So now we are going to the Donetsk front. Over at Katerinivka, there is okay, I need to zoom in this way. So okay, this is a bit more macro view. So Konstantinivka, Katerinivka, Bohofyevlenka, Vodiane. So you can get your bearings. Russian forces expanded control north of Vodiane. So the Russian forces are expanding their control. This is already something that I've mentioned before, that the Russians will continue to consolidate their grounds at Vodiane, and this is part of consolidation, as this is a huge amount of farmlands. So the Russians would have to consolidate a lot of grounds, particularly to make Vodiane their forward operating position. So to make it a tactical HQ, they need to push the front line further away, so that this will become a safe zone and allow the Russians to then attack other places like Zavitivka, Katerinivka, Bohofyevlenka, something like this, or even Zeleny High. So, but this is still work in progress. I'm not going to go too much into the analytics, but this is the frontline change around here. South of this position is Vuhledar. This is where all the shit hits the fan. And so we cover the northern part first. So Russian forces have, according to Ukrainian mapping, have fully captured this entire mining hill, which is part of the South Donbass coal mine 1. And Russian forces have expanded and taken all these grounds. And this is part of the pincer and the encirclement operation around Vuhledar. So I'm going to move this south a bit so we can see Vuhledar clearly. And I'm going to move the arrows up. So the Russian forces has raised the flag. In fact, on 2 different places. One is in the north, in the garage region. Another one is on the high-rise building on the western part of Vuhledar. So this means that the Russian forces have fully captured the entire eastern part of Vuhledar. This includes a geolocation by the Ukrainian mapping Deep State UA, confirming Russian presence south of this hospital. And this also means that with this progression, with the Russian forces expanding their control all around Vuhledar, means that this entire southern part can't possibly have Ukrainian forces. So this is why I mapped it in this way, with the encirclement tightening up to the point where it's now strangling the Ukrainian forces. Deep State UA also mapped some updates on the eastern part of Vuhledar, confirming Russian presence in that region. So the Ukrainian forces, allegedly, according to Russian information, is still in Vuhledar, but they are now getting strangled, and there's basically almost no way out. There's only one road, and this road is already under fire control. So, and there is no way out. Basically, this is operational encirclement. Russian forces will be attacking and closing the encirclement very, very soon. The Russians are now pushing in, and the important thing to note is that as they raise the flag, the Russian soldiers looking very, very relaxed. They are totally under no stress from the look of it. So, which means that the Ukrainian forces are very, very minimal. The resistance is very minimal now, and there is very, very little threat to the Russian soldiers that is raising the flag, which means that Ukrainian forces are very far away as well from outside of Vuhledar. So this is a massive, massive update, as the fortress city of Vuhledar is now on the verge of capture. I think within the next 24 hours, we're going to see the announcement of the capture of Vuhledar, because given this advance, the positions, the demeanor of the Russian troops that's inside Vuhledar, I think Vuhledar is largely captured by now. So anyway, this is the latest update from the Vuhledar situation, and there's still one more update. One more frontline change is over at Zolotan Neva. According to Russian mapping, they've claimed that the Russian forces have made further advance to the edge of Zolotan Neva. The Russian forces push from the direction of Precious-Divka to westward. So let me push this over here. You'll probably see what I mean. So this is Precious-Divka. This Precious-Divka as the Russian forces push westward towards Zolotan Neva. And the Battle of Zolotan Neva is likely to go to start within the next 24 hours as well. So a lot of massive changes in the past 24 hours. Everything is changing, and it really dwarfed the Ukrainian success over in the Glushkovo sector in the Kursk front. Anyway, that's it. So these are the frontline changes report. Help me share this to everyone that you know that is interested in the Ukraine war. This is a massive update, and I'll see you guys in the next update.